Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about whitening with clear aligners. And we've been getting that question a lot lately on our Facebook page, both from doctors and patients alike. So I just wanted to kind of go through my personal opinion on the topic, when you should do it, what type of clear aligners you could do it with, what's the best system. So remember, if you've watched my other videos, not all clear aligner trim is alike, right? So we've got like this one, which is like ClearCorrect, which has the high straight trim. It's not just ClearCorrect, there's a bunch of brands that have the high straight trim. I would definitely not recommend whitening with this one because it's not scalloped along the gum line. So this is all gum here, this is gum, this is gum. You cannot have the whitening gel go on the gums. It will burn your gums. Now, of course, that depends on what concentration and what strength your gel is. The stuff that is prescribed from the doctor is a higher prescription than the stuff you can just get, at Walgreens, Walmart. But there's a lot of places online that you can get some really strong whitening gel, and it makes me nervous. So I'm just going to blanket say I would not whiten with this kind of a liner. Definitely not. I'd also not whiten with Invisalign because, first of all, their material is really, it's a little flimsy. Secondly, it has a lot of different doodads, I'm going to call them bling, which are proprietary, which makes Invisalign good, and that it helps to move teeth well, like precision cuts, like here, cutouts. There's also things called power ridges, which are on the inside, which make it jet out a little bit. So all these things, and also the way the trim is often is they purposely keep the trim away from the gums, which is nice because it's healthy, right? But it tends to be very low profile, so often it doesn't cover the full tooth, as you can see here. And sometimes the proprietary features also will keep it not adapted so that you're going to get like spots on your teeth if you do it. Like it's not going to fully whiten and it's going to be uneven. So I would definitely not recommend whitening with Invisalign, especially if you have power ridges or precision cuts. And of course you can't whiten if you have attachments, and I wouldn't whiten in trays that had attachments on them because that area is going to end up whitening more because there's going to be more concentration of whitening gel than an area, say, right here, right? So you'd have to, there's a way with Invisalign. The nice thing about Invisalign is that doctors can set up the treatment plan to get the attachments later, so you could have it attachment list, you could have it power ridge list, you could have it precision cut less. And theoretically, there's a way that we can actually ask for the trim to be a little bit higher. So yes, it could be done, but your doctor would have to actually build that into your treatment plan. So also, you wouldn't want to whiten right before you were about to get your attachments because it'll affect the bonding strength. Nor would you want to whiten before you got braces because it'll affect the bonding strength of the braces. So I wouldn't recommend that either. I would recommend using, if you do have clear aligners, something that has a semi-scallop trim. This is a really nice one. This is by ProAlign. It's just one brand that's out there. Another brand is called ST Express. There's a bunch of doctors that are doing semi-scallop. Just ask your doctor if they're doing semi-scallop trim on their aligners. Now this one is totally fine to whiten with because it goes right along the gum line. So this would be just about perfect. And there's no attachments, there's no power ridges, there's no precision cuts. So this would be perfect. You could whiten with this. But the key is you still want to talk to your doctor because certain types of fillings are not going to whiten. If you have a composite, you might not even know you have one if it's done really well. That's not going to whiten. Only natural tooth is going to whiten. Okay, so fillings, veneers, crowns is not going to whiten. And it's very possible that you might have some fillings on your teeth that you didn't even know that are white and are just done beautifully from a long, long time ago, and you might have forgotten. And then your teeth were going to look spotted because that's not going to whiten. They would actually have to whiten and they would have to take the filling out and put it back in. And your insurance is not going to cover that because it's cosmetic. And anytime they take a filling out and put it back in, it's going to get bigger. So, it's going to be expensive and not recommended. So in that situation, you'd really want to talk to your dentist first. If you have any types of crowns, fillings, anything on the front teeth, you need to definitely talk to your dentist first. You should talk to your dentist first no matter what, right? All right, so what if you don't have aligners or clear retainers? Yeah, and this, by the way, this whole liner thing also goes with clear retainers. If you have clear retainers at home, you would only want to do it with the semi-scalloped, and that pretty much eliminates most of the major brands that are out there because this is relatively new. I only know a few brands that are doing semi-scalloped, and if not that many doctors are doing it. It's a relatively new process. I love this, but So what if you don't have aligners or retainers? Okay, so we'll make those go away. What I really like is something like this. These are these pens. This one's by Philips. It's an on-the-go. This one I think you have to get a prescription for, this Zoom one. Some of these other ones you can get just over the counter. You're looking for, I would recommend, if you want something like super, super, super dramatic, you should go to your dentist and have professional whitening trays made. So the whitening trays will look like this. However, they're going to be slightly more flexible, and they will actually create a well on the front teeth or on the teeth, so to hold the stuff in. So that's really good. And a trough so that it does not leak out onto your gums. If when you seat it, you have to make sure that you wipe the extra gel off. It will burn your gums if it's a high enough percentage, and it will permanently damage your gums. Also, if you do it too long, too often, it will burn your teeth. So, and permanently damage your teeth, cause decay and stuff. So it is really important that you do talk to your dentist. If you have cavities and you're doing whitening over it, forget it. You're going to make the cavity worse. So you should never be whitening unless you've talked to your dentist and make sure you're cavity free, that your gum tissue is healthy and everything like that. And I would still recommend getting professional whitening trays made by your dentist. I know it's a little more expensive, but it'll come with a higher strength whitening gel. And you can also ask for desensitization gel, which I recommend, because the first time I did whitening was maybe like 20, 25 years ago. And they just come out with it. It was by Opalethons. And I remember like the intense pain. I wore it all night long. Oh my goodness. My teeth were in pain for days, like severe toothache. It looked really great. Don't get me wrong. It went like 8 shades whiter. Looked fantastic. But if you need something dramatic, you need to go to your dentist and get prescription strength whitening gel. The stuff over the counter, you're only going to go maybe 1 or 2 shades whiter. It's just like a little boost. So you can use these ones that have the little pen. I like these because you don't have to have a tray to do it, and you just paint it on. It's very thick and it's sticky. It'll stay on. And then they have like these little whitening boosters that you can use. I don't really know. I mean, some people say this stuff works. I don't really think it makes much of a difference, but it does hold the material in. So you can wear it for about 10, 15 minutes. But ideally, you're going to leave it on about an hour or so for a couple days. But anyways, there's some whitening tips for you if you do have aligners or retainers, or if you don't, you can use something like this, okay? But again, I'm going to tell you, please talk to your dentist before you whiten, because you don't want to damage your really nice teeth, right? Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks so much.